Well, here we are, back from hiatus, starting the new year, 2023.
Yeah, 2023.
You catch any of the New Year's festivities over the break?
Yeah, we had a little party. We're watching the New Year's Eve, the New York Rockin' Eve or whatever it was called. But I'm really not impressed with how they do those.
No, how come?
They always drop the ball.
Okay, well, it is well after 4:20 in the Central Time Zone. Welcome to the Distracted Driving Podcast. I'm Sean Genovese.
Rex Williams.
Nate Barber.
And of course, right as I said that, Rex froze, but I did hear you introduce yourself. Yes, today we are joined by my friend Nate Barber, who is the one in the Central Time Zone. I think Rex and I are both. Actually, I'm in Pacific. Rex, you're. Where is everybody? This is Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I'm in Mountain Time. Yeah, on vacation. Thought I'd just jump in for a podcast. I happen to be in Utah, on our way to Arizona tomorrow. A lot of driving, big road trip. The whole family, packing everyone in. It's going to be epic. But yeah, so I'm at my son-in-law's place, daughter and son-in-law, and this is his speed racer gamer chair. He's not really a gamer, but somehow someone gave him a chair.
He's got a chair.
He's got a chair.
He's got a chair.
It's awesome. So
all he needs is a flyer, and he's legit. Cool. Yeah. So did you guys drive from Seattle? You went from Seattle to Utah, then Utah to Arizona?
Yep. Yeah. So we're in Utah, spent a few days here, and then heading down to Arizona for more family, Thanksgiving, and all that.
You've taken over my job as the road scholar.
Road
and
scholar. Yeah.
Nate, you're home in the outskirts of San Antonio?
That's correct. Leon Springs is just outside San Antonio, and it's beautifully dreary outside. We've actually had rain for the first time in probably 4 months. I don't know. At least substantial rain. It's been raining pretty consistently, so the sky goes gray and then a little bit bright, and all the stuff on the camera here is making for fantastic video. It's nice to get the rain. I'm certainly not going to complain about the rain. Our grass and everything, you can really use it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Same here. Needing the rain, not getting the rain. As you are well aware, Southern California gets quite parched as well. We had some a couple weeks ago, but it is sunny here, chilly, perfect weather for leaf blowers to wreak havoc with our podcast audio. Hopefully we've resolved that situation.
Leaf blower season.
That's right. Cool. Yeah, I'm home today.
Take a hike.
I did. I told him. I'm home today, but heading
Make
to
like a
my
tree
in-laws
and
tomorrow or tonight. Okay. Well, let's figure out who's who here. Everybody knows me. Everybody knows Rex. They're probably wondering. First of all, Nate, they don't watch. They only listen, so don't worry about the lighting. They do listen, though, so I am going to worry about the leaf blower coming back.
Some people may watch sometime, someday. So we record.
Well, that sounds optimistic. Someday, sometime.
One of these days, we're going to finally get some feedback.
For those people.
And the email feedback or the comment is going to be, hey, I am watching on YouTube. Stop making fun of me.
Yeah.
So Nate is in the improvement business. Nate, why don't you give us the elevator pitch on what your business is and what you do?
Well, I'm a man of faith and family who helps companies not suck.
Nice.
Is the long and short of what I do.
Not get
We do that.
distracted.
Everybody's distracted. As many companies as I've helped, it's maybe not surprising, but it's always chuckling. I find it funny that even the big companies, it's just a bunch of numbskulls running around trying not to screw it up that day.
Yeah.
And to apply just some of the very basic principles to help them see and solve their own problems, that's what we do. So we do some training, we do some coaching, we do some facilitating to allow companies to first understand what's really going on so they can decide, well, where do we really want to go, then chart the course there and actually go do it. Apply lean principles to make those things happen. So it's a lot of fun. I started my career at a big engineering construction company called Fluor. A lot of engineering design work for refineries and chemical plants and things of that sort.
Oh.
I figured coming out of Michigan with 2 engineering degrees, I would be the quintessential engineer. I figured I would spend my career sitting behind a desk, staring at a computer screen, pocket protector, all those things. But path changed a bit. When I got my MBA, I had moved on from Fluor to work with my family in their business. And my parents are both civil engineers. They ran a civil environmental engineering firm that I joined in 2005, which is what brought me here to San Antonio, for that matter. And in 2007, my dad and I said, if we're going to run a business, maybe one of us should know what we're doing. So I went and got my MBA from UT San Antonio, and in so doing, met a guy that said, "Nate, you gotta learn about this lean stuff. You're gonna love it." And darn it, he was right. So through that, I got my Lean Six Sigma certification through a local company here, and went out, started doing this stuff with him, and also started doing this stuff as Opgrade. In 2012, my parents retired, so I took my line of business from them, bought whatever assets that applied to me from them so they could retire better, and have been doing this kind of stuff ever since. So it's afforded me the ability to literally travel the world, again, helping people see and solve their own problems.
Wow, that's awesome. How did you meet Sean? Where did you guys meet?
Long ago in a high school far, far away.
Oh, nice.
Actually, how far are you from where we went to high school, Sean?
About 2 hours.
Okay. So yeah, Rancho Santa Margarita is the town. Santa Margarita Catholic High School is where we met.
Nice.
I won't tell you when we graduated, but it was not yesterday.
It was, and it wasn't the day before. It was. I'll tell you how old we are. It was pre-pandemic.
Oh, ancient of days, yes.
Oh, wow.
Which feels like about 3 lifetimes ago, right? This is cool because
Very much
usually we're much farther into the show before we come up with a title, but I think we have one. Numbskulls Trying Not to Muck It Up.
I'm sure they won't be watching this podcast.
The
So
Numbskulls.
my LinkedIn profile for a while, the tagline says, I said, I help companies not suck. And when you go in to help a company, and every time you go in to help a new company, of course they check your LinkedIn profile.
Oh,
And so they see Nate Barber, I help companies not suck. And that doesn't always go over so well. So
I would think
I've changed it now to we help companies make processes that don't suck.
I was going to say
And that's
you
a little bit
softened
that's a little bit
it.
more
Yeah.
direct and less offensive. Although
lose some clients,
the whole point of helping companies not suck is to get the dad joke chuckle that it most often gets.
Uh-huh.
and it's succinct, but nevertheless it is amazing that even in the big companies that seem like they should know what they're doing, unless you're very intentional, it's just a bunch of numbskulls running around trying not to screw it up that day.
So
But you see some simple things that everyone can do to fix things. And it sounds like it's very general. Like there's a lot of
yeah.
improvement that any company can do. You probably focus on certain things, right?
Yes, very, very clearly it can apply to every industry, every process. If one of my favorite quotes is W. Edwards Deming, one of the founders of process improvement. He says, if you can't describe what you're doing as a process, you don't know what you're doing. And that's the long and short of it. Most people in most jobs don't see the process that they're in. Maybe they can describe their piece of it as a process, but seeing how that fits within a broader perspective, within a broader view of what the whole process looks like, until they've mapped it out, there's all sorts of waste that crops up that nobody even recognizes because no one's been looking for it.
Wow.
So let's go back for a second to your LinkedIn tagline, because I have a reputation. I could probably end that sentence right there, but I have a reputation for
Yes.
calling it fairly directly. I find some value in that. I absolutely, and I think there's tremendous value in being direct, but also in there's some value in that you said it as well. You want the dad joke chuckle. There's probably some other ways we could describe it, but where's the line? Where's the line? Because at some point let's say you're just applying for a job, or maybe you're on the flip side, you're trying to hire a candidate. I've certainly been in that position before, and you get resume after resume after resume. So what's that dividing line between the thing that's going to make you chuckle and now that person stands out, or in your case, the company stands out, and reading that line and you just go, well, this person's a little too much?
So like you said, it is a fine line, and it's, in my experience, more about can the recipient understand the intent. And if the intent is understood, that when I say I help companies not suck, it's not that the company sucks, it's that the processes they're in, there's always parts of an organization that we don't like, that we would like to be better, that I hate my job when blank is that part that sucks that we would like to make go away. And when I have this conversation with people in person, that very more readily comes out than it does in a LinkedIn tagline. So that's why I've changed it. It no longer says I help companies not suck. It says we help make your processes suck less. And everybody's got a process that sucks. Everybody's got some part of their business that they know could be better, should be better, and is worth investing in to make better. But it is hard to stand out. So having something that stands out that people chuckle at but isn't directly offensive is what I'm going for there. And do I have it down? No, I'm pretty offensive. I mean, just look at me. But nevertheless, the goal is to get that joke and break the ice. And I found I do that far too well with dad jokes. So dad jokes have become part and parcel with the Nate Barber experience.
Nice.
In fact, I was facilitating a conversation with a client. We had done a big mapping event. We were trying to understand the opportunities we're going to go after and map them all out with a Gantt chart and timeline. And we had spent 2 hours on a Teams call, and one of the guys said, "Nate, it's been 2 hours. We haven't heard a single dad joke from you. Are you okay?" Wow, I can't believe I am just known that well for my terrible dad jokes. And well, I guess I can believe. I always tell them all the time, and my kids are now trying to be as funny as I am, but oh well, looks aren't everything.
They're not dads yet, right? They don't got the essence.
Yeah, hopefully not. My oldest is only 16.
Okay,
That is
good.
not what I want for him at this age, no.
I have taken exception in the past to my humor being characterized as dad jokes. I still take exception to it, actually, only because I feel like that characterization is somehow implying that, well, it's not really that funny. It's a dad joke, so it's
they
not
aren't.
really that funny.
Sean, we all know they aren't.
But
So
everything
what
I
I've
say is
learned
funny.
is that
so,
my humor is for my enjoyment only. My humor is for my enjoyment. Whether you find it funny or not is, to me, irrelevant. So I'm just going to tell the jokes, and if I'm enjoying it, I've accomplished my mission.
There you go. There you go.
Anybody follow Fit Dad CEO on Instagram?
No, but I've heard of him. Yep.
If you like dad jokes, that's the account to follow. And he has a shirt too. It says this is not a dad bod, it's a father figure.
I have that in my list. I've actually made a SharePoint list into a Power App so that I have at my fingertips a searchable database of dad jokes so that when a subject comes up, I can drop one in there totally deadpan and just have everybody roll their eyes but still laugh inside.
Of course you did.
That's pro dad joke right there.
did.
Has a database.
Of course I did.
That reminds me of another story, but maybe I'll put a pin in that one. What's your favorite? You mentioned SharePoint list. What's your favorite tool, or what's your maybe not your favorite, but what's the go-to technology tool that you use the most often when you're working with clients? We're trying something new for season 2, and you've all just experienced it. It is the cliffhanger.
Yeah. You don't know what he's going to say. So let's cut it off and make him watch next week. Or whenever we release it. Yeah. Everybody hates that.
The sponsors love it.
But they love it. Yes. There's a reason why cliffhangers have been a part of movie, video, series productions for ages. It works.
Are you gonna talk about that reason, or are you just saying things now?
No, I don't know the reason except for people keep doing it, so we might as well do it. Besides, it's too long. We talked for a long time, right? So we just want to cut these down to the bite size. Nobody has time for huge podcasts. Yeah.
We need to address, though, the poor audio quality in the room. I apologize. There's really just no other way to say it. Bless you. Was that a sneeze?
Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Why didn't you hit the sneeze button?
I should have hit this mute button. I'm sorry. I didn't. It's not apparent.
Well, look,
here I see it.
After that last episode with the audio quality, a sneeze is nothing. The episode audio is not great. It's unfortunately going to persist. It's me, mostly. My microphone was set way too hot for some reason. I'm not sure what happened. There's some echo. There was also some lag on the call as we were recording. So I've tried to fix it as best I can, but there are some moments where we are talking over one another because as we were speaking live, you couldn't tell that the other person was talking. And
because it froze or something. Yeah.
As if that all wasn't bad enough, there's some background noise. I think somebody in my household was doing dishes or something. So if you somehow missed all of those things, go back, re-listen to the episode, and maybe create a bingo card for all the little errors that you hear.
Such amateurs.
But the content is still good. We had a great conversation, and
it was awesome.
And now everybody wants to know, what is the answer to the question? What is Nate's favorite go-to technology tool? And you'll find out on the next episode of the Distracted Driving Podcast.
Don't get distracted.